You know the scene. We've all seen it a million times. The action hero takes a bullet straight to the chest, lets out a manly grunt, slaps some random bandage on it, and just proceeds to save the world. And hey, I get it. It looks absolutely awesome on film. But biologically, yeah, it's a complete work of fiction. So today, we're putting on our lab coats and playing biological movie critics. We are going to dismantle Hollywood's absolute favorite ballistics cliches by looking at the messy, highly unglamorous, and frankly horrifying reality of real-world gunshots. And to kick off this explainer, we're going to answer a delightfully naive letter we actually received from a viewer. So this letter comes from Bruce. And Bruce has clearly been spending way too much time scrolling through the action category on his favorite streaming service. He writes, "Professor, I've noticed that in every movie, the hero takes a bullet to the shoulder, grunts once, and then proceeds to take down an entire army because his adrenaline is pumping. If I get shot, can I just power through it with a good attitude and some survival instincts?" Oh, Bruce, you poor, beautiful cinematic dreamer. You've been fed a steady diet of pure Hollywood magic. Total Faustoshi tricks that make it all look so incredibly easy. But in the real world, a gunshot wound is a biological catastrophe. You absolutely cannot just slap a mental band-aid on a massive, gaping plot hole in your anatomy.
Section 1. The Adrenaline Myth. Okay, let's dive into this, because yes, your sympathetic nervous system absolutely does give you a massive adrenaline dump during a trauma. That's real. But adrenaline, it's not some magic volume knob you can just twist to mute a biological disaster.
Moving to Section 2, the fake leg shot. Hollywood's fatal flaw. We literally all know the trope, right? The hero takes a quote-unquote non-lethal hit to the leg, it builds some dramatic tension, and then they just heroically limp away. But man, there is a massive plot hole in that logic. See, Hollywood treats a leg wound like it's just a minor inconvenience, like a badly stubbed toe. But waiting for you, right there inside your thigh, is the femoral artery. If a bullet even just nicks that massive high-pressure vessel, well, your simple movie wound instantly turns into a fatal fountain of blood. We're talking seconds here. You aren't limping away. You are bleeding out before the director even has a chance to yell, "Cut." Because at the end of the day, surviving a gunshot isn't about being tough, Bruce. It's just simple, brutal math. It all comes down to three cold, hard factors: the caliber of the weapon, the speed of the bullet when it hits you, and the distance from which the shot was actually fired. Honestly, your survival instincts and your good attitude mean absolutely nothing when going up against high-velocity physics.
Which brings us to Section 3, the dirty reality of bullets. Movies absolutely love to show bullets as pristine, shiny, almost surgical pieces of metal just slicing cleanly through the air. The reality? Oh, it's so much worse. They are filthy, grease-covered nightmares.
Let me walk you through how this high-speed delivery actually plays out. The supersonic impact violently tears your skin open, and as it does, it drags in surface grease, gunpowder smoke, and environmental dust. And in a darkly funny twist, it punches right through whatever you happen to be wearing. It literally pulls your dirty laundry, or even your slip, your underwear, directly into the wound channel. So what it's really doing is effectively delivering a massive payload of outside bacteria deep into your pristine internal tissues.
So the real danger isn't even just the kinetic impact of the bullet, it's the microscopic aftermath. You literally never see the cinematic hero 3 days later sweating through a massive fever, dealing with necrotic tissue just because a tiny piece of their unwashed denim got embedded in their shoulder. But in real life, infection and gangrene are often the true lethal threats, way after the gun smoke is cleared.
Section 4. The extraction myth. Pocket knife surgery. It's the ultimate dramatic cliché, isn't it? Pouring some cheap whiskey over a wound, biting down on a leather belt, and bravely digging the bullet out with a rusty pocket blade.
Listen, this DIY extraction is what you'd call a total bourrin move, just a completely mindless, brute force disaster. By digging around blindly in a wound, you violently destroy healthy tissue, you sever nerves, and you cause vastly more damage and bleeding than the bullet ever did just sitting still. In reality, actual trauma surgeons very often prefer to leave the bullet right where it is, assuming it isn't in a life-threatening spot. Your body actually naturally scars around it. So yeah, digging it out yourself, almost always a terrible idea.
And to make matters even worse, bullets rarely stay in one clean, easily pluckable piece. When they hit bone or dense tissue, they completely shatter. They turn your internal organs into a literal pincushion of jagged lead and copper. I mean, just imagine trying to dig out 40 microscopic razor-sharp shards of metal with a pocket knife while staring into a dirty motel bathroom mirror. It's an absolutely absurd concept.
Section 5.
the body under siege. Now, let's say you get incredibly lucky. Miraculously, the bullet entirely misses every vital organ. Great, right? Well, you still aren't safe. Your body instantly becomes a biological fortress under a massive microscopic siege.
Say hello to your neutrophils. You can think of them as the CRS, basically the heavily armored riot police of your immune system. The absolute second trauma occurs, these cellular riot police hear the alarm bells ringing, and they rush in massive, massive numbers to the site of the wound to defend your body against invading bacteria.
And when the riot police finally meet those invaders, oh, you get an absolute sacrée baston, a brutal, holy war on a microscopic level. And the casualties of this epic fight? Your brave defending cells often end up dying and exploding into gross little buttons of pus. It's a messy, swelling, agonizingly painful reality. It looks absolutely nothing like a clean, sexy cinematic graze. And hey, what about the whole idea of smoothly firing back while wounded? Think about the number 1. 1. That is the exact number of newborn babies that equals the weight of a standard MAC-10 submachine gun. A real weapon is heavy. You cannot aim the literal weight of an infant with surgical precision while your body is spiraling into traumatic shock, experiencing massive blood loss, and actively fighting off a microscopic war. It's just not happening.
Finally, Section 6, Dying Smarter. This is the ultimate reality check for our friend Bruce, and honestly, for all of us action movie fans out there.
So, let's just forget about being an action hero. If you are ever incredibly unfortunate enough to find yourself in this kind of situation, do not rely on your attitude. Do not attempt pocket knife surgery, and please do not try to power through it. Get to a hospital and let trained professionals handle the massive biological mess. Now, you might die a little smarter after watching this explainer, but let's be totally real for a second. If you actually try to act like a Hollywood hero out there, aren't you still going to die anyway? Biology always wins over Hollywood magic, guys. Thanks so much for joining me to dismantle these cliches. Keep questioning what you see on the screen, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.
With that, you'll certainly die smarter, but you'll still die. But before you do, don't forget to like the video and subscribe.